Hi, this is Liv Morgan, and you are listening to No One Knows, a deep dive podcast into the mysterious death of Joann Matouk Romain. Hi, all. I know you've missed me, so let's get right into it. Court was supposed to take place this past week in regards to our billboard being attacked in late June and our driver being injured. Court was set to take place at 9 a.m. in Dearborn. All witnesses were already set to arrive, but the night prior, witnesses received a phone call, roughly about 15 minutes before the court closed for the day, to let everyone know that it was canceled due to a scheduling issue. But when I contacted the Dearborn courts, they informed me that there was no scheduling issue that was noted on their end, but that the individual, William Matouk Jr., and his attorney were exploring options for a plea. After the last reschedule, I took it upon myself to contact the Assistant Macomb County Prosecutor, Dan DeBruin. Dan DeBruin works directly under Pete Lucido, who is the head Macomb County Prosecutor, and when we spoke last week, some concerning things came up. Here's how that conversation went.
How may I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to get an update on a case that I had a subpoena for.
Sure. Do you have the case number?
I don't have the case number because it's not listed on here, but I do have the last name of the suspect.
What's the last name? Can you spell it, please?
Yep, Matouk, Matouk.
And the first name?
William.
And this is an out-of-county case, correct?
Yes, it's the Macomb County Prosecutor that's overseeing it, but it was being held in Dearborn.
Okay.
There was supposed to be a hearing last Tuesday, or last Wednesday, and then I received a call Tuesday evening stating that the court hearing wasn't moving forward. So like I said, I'm just trying to get an update and figure out what's going on.
Unfortunately, the system hasn't been updated, so I don't really have much information to get to you, but
What is it showing on your end?
I'm trying to figure out who's the best person for me to transfer you to that could give you any update.
Well, what updates do you see on your end?
My system's not updated. That's the thing. It's not even the events that were that we have here, like for the 22nd. Nothing has been canceled or anything. So I really don't know. I don't have anything to.
Okay, could you give me the I want to be able to have the case number. What is the case number?
It is 2024 dash 010786. F is Frank, Y.
Okay. So it's not even showing on your end that the hearing that was scheduled for the 22nd was canceled.
No.
It's still showing that took place.
Which it could probably be something that just the system hasn't been updated, which that's why I would like you to speak to someone who has any information on this.
Okay. Yeah, if you could transfer me.
Can I get your name?
Could you just transfer me to Dan DeBruin?
And may I ask who's calling?
My name is Liv. I'm the individual who was listed on the subpoena.
Okay. All right. I will transfer you to Dan. 1 second.
Hello, Dan DeBrune.
Hi, Dan. This is Liv Morgan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just calling to get an update because I, wanted to get an update. The court hearing was supposed to be a week ago. So just trying to figure out where you guys are at with things. And
We've sent in a request, I believe, for February, a date in February, like middle of February, and we haven't heard back yet.
Okay, you said in the date to Dearborn, or who did you guys send the date into?
Dearborn,
Okay.
February 12th.
Oh, February 12th. Okay, now, I know when we spoke previously, you had mentioned pleas. Is that something you guys are still moving forward to, or they're wanting to move forward to do? Are you guys willing to offer that, or kind of where are you guys at with that process?
There's nothing agreed upon yet.
Okay, but you guys are examining the options of offering a plea?
I mean, I'm not going to talk about like formal plea negotiation process. I just can't. But all I can say is we haven't agreed to anything yet.
Okay. Well, when will be the time that you guys reach out to the eyewitnesses to move forward with subpoenas when you get confirmation from Dearborn?
Yeah, as soon as they send us a actual notice for the date, we have to get that from the court, and then that's when we send out subpoenas.
Okay.
Because,
okay.
I mean, even though we send it in for the 12th, I mean, if the 12th's not available to the court, then we'll get a different date.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just concerned with the lack of, how do I word this? I'm concerned with the lack of push for this case, if that makes sense. I do think that if this was anybody other than a Matouk, this person would probably be sitting in jail or have already there wouldn't even be options for pleas at this point. So I just want to make sure I'm staying on top of things, and I will continue to push this and continue to report on it until, something is done the way it should be done. So if you could just keep me updated with everything, I would really appreciate it. And then I look forward to hearing from you with the subpoena.
Well, I do want to inform you this, you're not necessarily involved in this case. I've spoken to the witnesses who will be testifying. So you're not going to be subpoenaed anymore for this case. You're still welcome to show up and know the dates and stuff like that. But I do want to inform you of that.
So what changed then? What changed from last week on the 22nd when you guys needed my statement? And for you, if you're the prosecutor on this case, it would be smart for you to have me, but it just coincidentally makes sense that the minute I go and accept my subpoena at Grosse Pointe, which for one, I was never served with, I was contacted through the tip line, was not processed, was not given, I go that evening to go pick it up. And the next day I receive a call from you stating that, the court's canceled, the weather's bad. The court case still went on at Dearborn. I made sure. Your guys' case was the only case that didn't move forward. So all of a sudden, the minute I accept a subpoena to get on the stand for stuff to be put into record, all of a sudden the court court is canceled. And now you're telling me there's no longer going to be a subpoena issued for me.
Correct.
You see how that looks, correct?
No, I don't. I understand how you see how it looks, but that's not what it is.
Okay. So the other witnesses will be testifying against him, and you guys are no longer subpoena. What changed with the subpoena for me? I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I fully understand.
You're not a witness to this incident.
So why was I subpoenaed originally?
I have no idea why. I don't know why you received a subpoena. That was not my intent. My intent was to subpoena the people that were there present that day and necessary witnesses that in order to establish the elements of the crime. That's the purpose of a subpoena.
Yeah, I was there that day. Not when he hit the billboard, but I was there. Okay. Yeah, so you didn't issue the subpoena for me previously.
A subpoena was sent out, yes.
That's what I'm not understanding. You understand my confusion, right?
I mean, not really.
I mean, you don't have an answer. I mean, I'm asking like there was a...
I just gave you the answer. Like, I'm not dealing with anything in the past. I'm dealing with everything that happened when the billboard got hit, right?
Yep, the billboard got hit. Yep, I was issued a subpoena. The eyewitness actually...
But like when that incident happened, you weren't there. There's an eyewitness and Rudy, and those are the people that are going to be testifying. Okay.
So the eyewitness contacted the tip line, and then I contacted police, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm just trying to get clarification as to why there was a subpoena before and now there isn't. And you know, like I said, I will continue to check in and we'll go forward from there. And we'll let the chips fall how they fall and how things look the way they look. So I appreciate you taking my call. And if you have any other questions or concerns, or if you'd like to issue a subpoena, you can contact me back and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Fucker. You heard that right. I was initially subpoenaed for this case, but once I began further digging into why this case continues to get rescheduled and moved, I no longer received a subpoena for the new date, and I was informed by Dan DeBruin that I would no longer be testifying in this case. The entire process for receiving the subpoena was odd. We've discussed this on our Instagram page at No One Knows Podcast in length. But for podcast purposes, I want to make it very clear here as well. I received a subpoena from Grosse Pointe Woods just days before the original scheduled court hearing. At that time, GPW asked that I come pick it up, and they had contacted me by the tip line and actually made no effort to have me served. It's very clear that my testimony would be extremely damning to William Matouk Jr., despite me not being present when the crash actually occurred. But this would give us an opportunity to put into the record what was on that billboard when Billy hit it. Let's remember, though, which side is justice on? The eyewitnesses contacted us directly, not the police, because they were in fear of retaliations if they came forward. The tip line was the tip line that received the images showing Billy Matouk Jr. deliberately and on purpose crashing into the van. In addition, the eyewitness contacting us, we were one of the first people to head to the scene right after it occurred. We went directly to the eyewitness to get a witness statement because they were in fear of coming to the police station that night. The initial officer that was on scene said that they had more than enough evidence that evening to actually go and pick Billy Jr. up. And at the time, that was their plan. But this never happened. So now here we are, 8 months later. We've still yet to actually hold him accountable for any of the actions that he took that evening. And instead, all of the eyewitnesses have had to reschedule court on multiple occasions, be made available last minute, have received threats via phone, had individuals driving past their home, and all the while, Billy Jr. has been kicking back in Florida during the times that he should have been in court. Okay, so we're headed into the courthouse. Got a call yesterday at 3:45 that court was canceled for today. So let's figure out what the fuck's going on.
Okay, so that motion that I was thinking of was actually for last month. So I don't know if something else has been filed to allow him to travel.
But it doesn't show anything on your end currently.
Yes, not at least for these dates.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have like the prosecutor's information.
I do, Dan DeBruin. Yeah, because this will be now the fourth hearing. all the eyewitnesses have come every time. Now, how does that work with Judge Salome overlooking it? And it's technically a Macomb County case.
What do you mean?
Like, does Judge Salome have any say-so when it comes to allowing it to be rescheduled 4 times?
Yeah, I mean, he's the judge of record. So whoever filed the original charges in whatever court that was in
Peter
must have
Lucido.
filed a change of venue
Yeah.
for us. So yeah, technically, Judge Salome is the judge of record, so he has authority.
Okay, is there a way for the eyewitnesses to speak with Judge Salome so that they understand the length of rescheduling 4 times for this kid to go on vacation?
The only thing that I could give you is his secretary's number.
I would love
I
that.
don't know if she'll return your call.
That's okay. I'm kind of persistent if you haven't realized, so.
I noticed.
Now, does this show on here where there was a... sorry. Does it show on here where you were stating that they gave him notice to go, or that he had given them notice?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, this is his
Okay, thank you.
office number. Okay, so they had filed 2 separate motions, it looks like.
Okay.
So this was the first one. And then this was the second one. So I don't know. I think this was just a change of dates. He did.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like it overlaps at some point.
So I think this was just the updated one, and then he
Okay.
signed it.
So you all continue to ask, how does this happen? How does corruption happen in real time? So this is a perfect opportunity to introduce you to another name. His name is Paul Zaberski. It might not ring a bell, and it might to you, to some of you. He's a retired attorney known best for his book, Pepperdine to Prison. And I've had the chance to speak with him on many occasions about how he became a direct target, not just because of being a bulldog in the courtroom, but how he was the pocket and provided funds for a lot of the Macomb County judges to have the lifestyle that they have.